What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, the hype. Lots of stuff going down in this hobby. We're going to talk about a possible multi-million-dollar baseball card that's going to end this week. We're also going to talk about why there hasn't been a football million-dollar card in a long time. Got some new releases this week. Bowman's Best. It's one of my favorites. 4 autos per box. You're looking at an 8-box case. You can get in breaks at Mojobreak.com. Use code BEST10 for 10% off breaks at Mojobreak.com. Only 50 total uses. So go ahead and grab your teams up, guys. It's a stack checklist, and it's quickly becoming one of the staple products every year in between the Bowman releases. So, and with all the hype of baseball right now, it's a perfect time to get into some baseball as the WBC has really kind of put a jolt on some of these prices of these players, these rookies, these prospects, and it's still the 2025 class. So I
was going to say, don't forget that it's 2025 class.
You got the big Amish in there, of course. So people are going to be chasing him, and also, check out those videos we did on Instagram. We did some videos with the big Amish, Shea Langoliers, some of the Dodger guys over at spring training. Good job by Cody getting those videos at spring training last week, and some good stuff. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. It all blends in, but it was some great stuff.
Gosh, it's going to be 2 weeks on Friday. So, yeah, shout out. Yeah, it was a fun time with the team. So, good stuff. Got to go back there.
It's a good time. Love Arizona. I wanted to talk about this card. John Cena and Shohei Ohtani are going to have a dual auto. I guess whatever floats your boat. I don't like it. Shohei was doing the "you can't see me" pose, or did he even know he was doing that when he was doing it? Did he? Was it an homage to John Cena?
I think that's an homage to John Cena. Yeah, it's got to be.
All right.
Maybe there's some gnats that he was trying to swat away like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it does have it has Shohei Ohtani on it, so it'll be a ridiculous price.
Well, I was thinking, does this open up the door for more, combo players? For me, I was like, why can't we do like a James Hetfield, Steph Curry exit night, dual auto, right? What would some of your guys' favorite, like if you could
That's
just
a
combine.
San Francisco combination, too.
Exactly.
It's pretty good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Boy, if you're combining athletes,
or
right?
John Cena,
or
he's
just
an athlete,
right?
He's an entertainer.
Yeah, if you go pop culture too, I gotta think about that one. It's a good question. There's definitely a few out there where you can mix those.
I like the idea of not it just being entertainment. You can cross like different sports as well. It doesn't have to necessarily just be. And you haven't really seen a lot of crossing over sports. You've seen Topps do it with like CJ Stroud, like last couple years. So I like the fact that they're trying to cross over a little bit.
This was a conversation that I think Card Purchaser was in on X, and somebody was like, well, now that Topps is going to have, the NFL, NBA, and MLB, can we have a multi-sport? And I don't think they can. I think they could pull it off on Topps now, but I think it's you get too many PAs involved. You can't really, you can't pay the MLB, the NBA, and the NFL on one release.
Right.
And when you speak of the CJ Stroud, it was like, Ginter, and there was like 3 random guys, right? It was able to like not avoid the PA rules, but I always harken back to a product called All Time Greats. And the reason Upper Deck was able to pull it off because they used colleges, but it was there was Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and then there was also like Ronaldo or something. It was like all the sports, but it was all college based. So I think you could pull it off that, but I don't think you could do it with pro sports unless you're doing a Topps Now.
Is there some sort of maybe workaround with the current the Fanatics exclusive deals where you could work around the PA stuff, where it's like, oh, they've signed an exclusive deal for for Fanatics and Topps.
Yeah, you had Wemby,
like the Upper Deck.
You had Wemby and Dynasty, and
right.
Dynasty is a baseball product,
right?
But he wasn't pictured in a Spurs uniform.
Right. So it would have to be them. This is
their likeness,
right? You see an Upper Deck.
I think it gets tricky when you have different PAs and licensing involved, because they're like, well, what's our cut? What's our percentage? Like, what are we getting out of it?
Exactly. That's why I think you don't see it, or if it's a guy, or it's like a white shirt, CJ Stroud or Wemby at the Yankee game, because they could use the MLB license. Yeah. But it would be cool. There's a lot of possibilities there, and I'm sure breakers would be foaming at the mouth to having 60 different spots, 90 different spots in some cases.
There was a Panini, and it wasn't licensed. There was a National Treasures and an Immaculate that were multi-sport.
It was college.
But it was all collegiate.
Yeah. And then you could go to, remember Bowman's Best U? Remember they had, or no, Inception U. Remember it was Wemby, and then they had Aiden O'Connell, but they were all college-based stuff. So I think you can get around it with the collegiate, but I don't think you can combine the pro leagues in terms of that.
Yeah,
So-
that was, if I remember it, and it was like the last chance that they had to put like Caitlin Clark autos
Yes.
for top stuff until the Panini deal came through. So it was like Wemby, Caitlin Clark in one product was the big chase for that.
What year was that National Treasures Immaculate multi-sport? Was it 2015?
2015. Because the Sean Mannion was in there.
Yeah. We probably went through 200 cases of that. Because at one point, you can
was
get it
super
from
cheap.
distributors for like $400 a case.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it had basketball, baseball, and football.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I think those are the three things.
Yep.
Good times.
What a time. What a
times.
National Treasures case for $400.
$400 a
Maybe
case.
500.
Before we get into this best baseball card ever, I did want to, get a little heat on the Instagram. You guys had a podcast, you and Bubba,
Waxbacks and Warning
Waxbacks
Tracks.
and Warning Tracks, which I was about to say. And Bubba said that Shohei will be the greatest athlete ever, but he also said that the greatest athlete of this era will be Bobby Witt.
Yes.
Greatest baseball
Baseball
player.
player.
of
I'm
this
sorry,
era.
baseball player. I should clarify.
He said, he said in 15 years, when we see when we have a fuller picture of what Bobby Witt Jr. will do, he will be better than Aaron Judge. That was his take. The Yankee fans found that clip, and they have been responding very kindly. And when I say that, I mean, no, not at all. There's been a lot of, I'll say this. I actually just talking to Bubba before we went on. He said, look, I tried to give him the out and be like, you mean better, you exclude Judge and Ohtani from this conversation, right? He said, no, not Judge. I'm including him in the conversation, not Ohtani.
Are we talking about overall baseball player?
Overall
'Cause,
baseball player.
I mean, I think.
Which I don't feel like is that crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby Witt,
Not crazy,
Bobby
no.
Witt is a phenomenal all-around player.
Exactly.
He does everything extremely well. Like,
Right.
and I'm not saying Aaron Judge doesn't do everything extremely well, but there's obviously some parts of his game that he doesn't really do.
Right.
Like,
Right. Now,
Go to the World Series and the drop in the outfield.
yeah, there's that. The other part of it is I saw somebody, as crazy as the comment seemed, I saw a couple comments of like greatest right-handed hitter of all time right now, Aaron Judge, already, which I think, whoa, amazing hitter, incredible.
of
Like,
all time,
Hank Aaron existed. He played baseball.
I think we
For a
live
long time.
like right now. We just live in a time
What are we
where
doing?
it's just what's in front of me.
Albert
what's it-
Pujols, do people forget the first 10 years of Albert Pujols' career.
Oh my God.
How good he was. He was he was the best hitter not named Barry Bonds in baseball.
Well, Miguel Cabrera,
Miguel Cabrera.
he was pretty good, right?
was
Didn't
amazing. He won a Triple Crown.
Triple Crown, right?
Right.
First guy since Carl Yastrzemski.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Three guys right there that I could say right now, better overall all-time right-handed. Maybe Judge
Yeah, Buster
is going to be in
Posey-
that
Buster
conversation.
Posey?
Well, I love Buster, but
I mean,
go crazy now.
the thing about I go back to basketball, right? I mean, people say that the guys that sell are like average height in the sport, like Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant. Those are the guys that like dominate the sales when in terms of this hobby. Like Judge is a freak. Like he's gifted in the fact of the size that he has. Bobby Witt's a little bit more on the normal side. Like kids can like act like Bobby Witt. You really can't act like Aaron Judge, who, I mean, I don't know who was interviewing him after the WBC. I think the guy was like 5'4" or something. It was like a ridiculous height difference.
Yeah.
I mean, you see him at the plate. Even my daughters are like, Jesus, like that guy is just massive, man. So it's hard to say like kids are going to be like, I'm aspiring to be Aaron Judge. Well, unless you're 6'8", you're not going to be that.
It used to not be a benefit though. Like
There's a
being
bigger strike
6'8", you have a
zone.
huge strike zone.
yeah, it always has been that. That's why Judge is such an anomaly in the sport. And that is, I mean, Judge is Superman. He is this Greek god playing baseball.
Jordan wasn't that great of a baseball player.
No, he was not. But yeah,
enough to
whereas-
make it.
You're right.
Well, if his name wasn't Michael Jordan, would he really have made
True,
it?
true.
Yeah. What he batted like two, you know what? Batting like 200 after not playing baseball in any way.
Yeah, not
since,
a lot
he
of
was
not a lot of
14?
guys get the notoriety for batting 200 though.
I know it, but hey, that just shows what an athlete he was. That he could still be like, all right, you know what? I haven't played this game in 15 years, maybe almost 20 years, and he's still like he got a hit 2 out of 10 times.
I mean, he is he's a champion everywhere he goes. Right. Now he's just a champion at owning a NASCAR team.
That's right.
Now, I mean, talking about the WBC a little bit. So there is a world that the USA does not make it off the pool, even though they won their first game.
As of this recording, because when we're done, I think USA Mexico begins. So if USA wins, they're in to the quarterfinals, and then it becomes, I think, Mexico versus Italy for the final spot in that pool. So yes, there is still technically a universe here where the USA does not make it.
Got to talk about the 17-year-old kid from Brazil.
What a moment. So, Manny Ramirez's son, Lucas Ramirez, who hit 2 home runs, one off of Logan Webb.
I'm talking about the pitcher.
But the pitcher, who's Jose Contreras' son.
Oh, okay.
17 years old. And the crazy part of it is I think Mark DeRosa, who's managing Team USA, his son plays in the same high school circuit as that guy.
Jeez.
And yeah, he's hitting 97, 98. And got Aaron Judge to ground it to a double play with the bases loaded.
The greatest ever to do it.
What a cool story! It's a cool story.
Very cool, and that's what's great about the WBC. I mean, but I think it would be crushing if USA did not make it in to the next round. I mean, Korea made it in, Japan made it in. So
they were down 1-0. I was sort of I was out and about Saturday, but I was getting updates on my phone, and I look at 1-0 Great Britain in the 6th inning, and of course, then they go on to crush them, but. There have been moments in the USA WBC history where I go, boy, they're going a little too far in this game and keeping it close. I think part of that though is the players on the other side. They are bringing their absolute best, the best versions of themselves. Yeah, all that energy. It's all right there. It's all for that one game, and they really want to give it their all. And I get it. It's you're playing against the biggest, best stars, brightest stars in the world. So I get it.
I mean, it's going to be. I mean, you look at my 3 best teams right now, and I don't know if anybody's going to stop the DR, the Dominican Republic. I mean,
it
looks so good. And then you got Japan. It's like Japan, USA, and the Dominican Republic. It's like there's only going to be 2 in the final though. But it's like there's 3 really powerhouse teams there.
You almost want it to be like a round robin between if they all go undefeated for the whole tournament. You're almost like, you know what, just a round robin with these 3 teams, and then whoever has the best record plays in a final. Because it almost seems unfair that one of them has to be third place.
Exactly. If you had your money, who are you putting it on right now? I mean, regardless of your fandom of USA.
I kind of love the way Dominican Republic is playing right now. And I feel
that way too.
So much of the conversation was, Japan, because they've won it so many times, and USA, this is the best team they've ever fielded. But like, I look up and down that DR lineup, and I'm like, this is the most stacked lineup, I think, of all the teams. And for the first time, they've got pitching. They've got I know Christopher Sanchez didn't have a good first game, but they have like actual ace level pitching at the top of the rotation, which I think has always been a problem for the team, that they couldn't get their best pitchers on there. So and I like their path. So they have to, I don't know how it shakes out for the semifinals, if they would have to beat USA on the way there, or if they have to beat Japan or whatever it is. But I just love the way they're playing right now.
Did you see the interview? It was Vladdy and someone else, and they went to sit down at a table, and I guess the sponsor for WBC was like Lipton iced tea, and they immediately, because they're sponsored from Vladdy's like Celsius, and who's the other guy?
It was Juan Soto's in the middle, and Soto immediately takes them all off, and they both, like Tatis and Guerrero, just like look at him and just start cracking up, like, bro, really?
Yeah. Hey, that's a good sponsor.
I think Juan Soto is Celsius, and I want to say Vlad Guerrero is Body Armor,
probably. Yeah, and that reminded me of, I think it was Ronaldo at like a World Cup. There was the same thing. It was like a Coca-Cola, or it was like a vitamin, whatever. And he said, "No, drink water." Which I'm like, that's a nice way to spin it, but I know it's like someone else, Pepsi's paying you probably.
Yeah. Hey, if you're the sponsor, you're like, yeah, we appreciate that. Most guys probably wouldn't even have noticed that,
right?
So
right.
But let's get into this $1 million card here. It's already sitting at $1 million with how many days left? 10 days left. So 2025 Topps Chrome, this is out of the update. MVP, Gold Logoman Patch Auto, Aaron Judge, and Shohei Ohtani. Is this going to, what do you guys think? The last Ohtani Gold Logoman sold for $3 million last year. Does this eclipse that?
It should, right?
And what is that out? Is it out of update Chrome?
Yes.
I mean, it should. Theoretically, you are looking at this. These are one. I mean, Ohtani is number one, but the fact that Judge would be number one in most other generations of baseball playing. If Aaron Judge was doing what he was doing with the Yankees, we would consider him, that's the face of baseball.
All right, now we're discussing if it's going to go over 3 million.
3 million, which is what the Ohtani
and it's at $1 million with
10 days left.
I think it'll go slightly below 3 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those cards that if you're like you're a diehard Shohei, you really don't want Judge on there.
Yeah.
Vice versa, right? So, I mean, it does speak to a moment of time, and it is the first dual gold logo man. If they do that year after year after year, this will be the very first one. So, I mean, there is that lore to it. But it'll join a growing list of $1 million card sales in the past year, which now includes a PSA 7 Babe Ruth rookie and a 2024-25 Steph Curry NT logo man that both sold at Golden Auctions. It's a really good time for high-end cards right now. It's some say that it's going to last all the way through the summer, but the high-end cards right now are just insane.
And where is this one listed?
This is on Fanatics Collect. Now, I mean, is there a better... I just don't envision a better combination of baseball players in the modern era than this card. Like, this is this is representative of a moment in time for baseball. And I just don't see anything like if let's put it this way, no disrespect to Cal Raleigh, who I thought should have won MVP.
And they've been both MVPs back-to-back years.
Right. And again, I thought Cal Raleigh should have been the MVP.
Could be MVPs again this year.
Exactly. But if this is Ohtani Cal Raleigh, we're not having this conversation.
No.
We're just not.
Go back to that card. You know what pisses me off about that card? I'm gonna be that guy. It hurts my eyes if you pull it up.
Yeah.
Like the silhouette of Ohtani, perfect.
Oh, I know exactly.
And
what you're
then
say.
the Judge at the bottom, they like made space for his head, so it blocked out part of the patch. I hate it. I hate it. Just why couldn't they have just done it the same? Like I get it that he's coming from the bottom, but like, I don't know. It's like a pimple.
Yeah. How do you fix? I mean, yeah, you have to have him the other way, or you make it a book card. Which then, if you make it a book card, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess he has to be proportionate to Ohtani. You don't want him smaller.
Right.
It's a tough.
I feel like
tough scenario.
I feel like they could have photoshopped that and moved that photo down a little bit and not had to cut out part of the logo. But
yeah, it's weird too because you can see. I'll go back to the card here. You can see like Ohtani's head is kind of like over the border a little bit, the gold border, whereas like Judge, they had cut him off. It's like, well, couldn't they just, you're right, nudged him down a little bit and kind of done the same thing?
You would think so.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why the Exquisites back in the day when they went the other way with the card and they were able to kind of fit. I don't know how it would look with baseball, but and it looks like these are a little bit smaller than Logo Man's, but could have been something they could have done.
Yeah.
So
for a card that's might be $6 million or so.
Auction betting price, betonline.ag. So you can bet on this card going over 5 million or under 5 million.
Bet online?
Betonline.ag. Yeah.
Wow.
Not even a sponsor.
Wow.
It's the only place where it's listed, and it's like I can't think of another time recently where
I wonder if Kalshi has it.
And they might.
I looked. I didn't see it.
Okay.
I added it.
This is the only spot. So yeah, the over under at $5.5 million, which again, that would be. So basically, we're guessing this is double the price of the Ohtani.
Couldn't you kind of?
I would go under on that.
Yeah.
This is a weird thing to bet. I wonder if they cap you out on. Like, I haven't done any research on this though. Like, say you were buying this card, you're like, if I can get it over 5.6, but then I could bet like 4 million on the over, and then I basically get the card for free in a sense because I made the money.
Right.
On the bet.
This
right?
is where things are. It's in this new age, this uncharted territory we're in when it comes to predictive markets and sports betting and all that. Like,
it's a good point. I don't know if they would allow you to place a
$4.5 million. If you mix it up, go to different spots,
create a couple different accounts, or get a group involved.
Who's going to stop you?
Yeah.
Frankly.
I mean, Fanatics Collect would hope to God it goes over that. I mean, they keep setting more and more records in these kind of things. Yeah. So, is it surprising that it's on Fanatics Collect for this?
No, I'm not surprised.
I feel like any of their big redemption chases have made their way onto Fanatics Collect.
Was the was the Kurtz debut patch also a Fanatics Collect, or was that I
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, anytime it's been like a Gold Logoman debut patch, it's ended up with them.
Because this card obviously was a redemption when it was pulled.
It was a redemption. It was a redemption. Yeah. I don't know if I've even seen the Judge one surface. It probably.
I think
hasn't.
this one was, if I
seen
remember correctly, I think it was pulled in a card shop. I think
was.
it was like a retail customer pulled it. So many people, I'm sure people were about to bash breakers on it.
Didn't get it in a break, huh? Wow.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
I don't even know what to say.
I know. The industry's like, you know, they wanted it. The trolls were ready, but it came out at a card shop. So what are you going to say?
The thing that is really, again, how many $1 million cards were just thrown around right now? And we're going to get to this. There was a good post earlier, but it's like the one that I found surprising, if you mentioned it earlier, that Golden had the 24-25 NT Logoman Steph Curry, which that's the last version of NT basketball. I get that. But I'm a little surprised that it's like, that's the one that went over $1 million just because it's how many, we're in year, how many for Steph Curry? 15, 16 of Steph Curry. And that's the one. I guess that's just lifted simply because it's the last.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the only explanation I can think.
I guess you get the right millionaire and billionaires involved in it then.
Yeah.
Which is, interesting. I want to watch. So Alt has the Curry, LeBron, Luka, the same one that we pulled, but the following year. Not the 75th patches, but the regular Logomans. And it's up for auction. I'm interested to see what that goes for because it probably will go for more than the one that we pulled because of the time right now.
Which is nuts because if you say aesthetically, which one do I want?
75th.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even a question. Yeah, it's crazy. Where now, I'm again, we're going to see if that Curry is going for that, then what does a rookie want? I don't even know right off the top of my head what this rookie Logoman price is. I think it was over $1 million before, but it's got to be well over that now.
I think it was like 3 or 4 million when it sold last time.
That's right. So, I would still bet that it's going to exceed that by a substantial
And
amount.
shame on Panini for putting the same 3 Logoman players the year later. Like, can't we get, can't we take put like Durant, LeBron, Curry? Maybe they've already done that one too, but like to put the same exact Logoman in triple Logoman into a following year is kind of lame.
They looked at it and they're all, it worked. Let's keep on
ain't
doing
broke,
it.
don't fix it.
Then why didn't they make another LeBron then? Heat, Lakers, and Cavs
triple.
again.
Yeah, another triple LeBron, or I don't know. Yeah, I guess whatever. Or no, Luka wouldn't have been a member of the Lakers yet.
I mean, I think if they were, I don't know why they didn't. Maybe they didn't have the inventory, but I think that if they were to remake a triple Logoman, they would make the LeBron triple Logoman again.
Right. Why not?
Yeah.
Unless they only had like one of his Cavs jerseys or something. It was like a one and done.
Maybe. That might have been it.
Interesting to note, too, from Adam, the 27 guy on X, it's been 32 months since the last $1 million football card sale. Since then, 54 individual cards have surpassed $1 million, including 25 baseball, 21 basketball, 4 Pokemon, 2 Magic the Gathering, and 2 soccer cards. How surprising is this to you? I think it's very surprising. I think if you would have asked us about 4 years ago, there was no way in my mind that baseball would have the most $1 million cards. It would be third, in my opinion. It would be behind football and basketball. Basketball would be number 1 for me. Football would be number 2, and then baseball. I'm assuming
the last $1 million card would have been a Tom Brady.
It was. It was a Contender's Tom Brady, I believe. A BGS 9.5 Contender's Tom Brady was the last one.
So there's a couple different thought processes here. These categories now are dominated by tops for the baseball and basketball. Now, granted, probably most of those basketball sales are still Panini, but I would say a lot of these baseball ones are recent with the with the Fanatics takeover. But I think also the other thought process is football really hasn't had a really big breakout guy. I mean, we're on the heels of Patrick Mahomes getting hurt. Brady's retired. He's not in new product coming out. There's just really not that guy that I think that would sell for $1 million right now.
And I think the time period here, 32 months. I mean, that's almost 3 years here where that times out to the Fanatics and the Topps Fanatics exclusive deals with guys like Stroud. Like if there was a flawless shield auto of CJ Stroud, of Jaden Daniels at the peak, then we might have a different story here.
Yep.
But I think those exclusive deals, and the other part of that, you mentioned it, with baseball, it's the Gold Logomans, it's the debut patches. We haven't even gotten our first basketball.
And we're in the
patches.
heyday of one of the greatest baseball players of all time. I mean, we're a lot of people have already put him on the Mount Rushmore. All these Shohei sales that are going for crazy amounts of money right now, and then Judge, and then you've got the Cobbs that are coming back out, the Babe Ruth Gowdies that are coming back out, like all the history, the mantles, the 51 mantle, the 52 mantle, all coming back and resurfacing because people are saying it's time to sell. This stuff is insane right now. I should cash this in while I can. And I just think that football's just falling. It's in that weird period. Maybe Mendoza is the next guy to be like. I hearken back to like you had Manning, Brady, Breeze, Eli Manning. You know how you had that whole generation.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. On the heels of Brett Favre. Like there was just so much talent, and we just don't have that. Right? We have like Mahomes, Stafford. Stafford's even almost more connected to Peyton Manning and all those guys and Rodgers as well. There's just not a lot of things going on in football.
It's crazy because we've also seen a lot of quarterbacks be drafted in the last 3 years.
Yep.
Right.
And we're probably going to have 3, maybe 4 quarterbacks drafted in the first round this year.
Yeah.
And undoubtedly there will be one that's going to be picked over like first overall.
I think maybe
Again.
Look, it depends on what Mendoza does year one, but I really do think this whole conversation is different if these rookies could still have signed on their Panini cards, because I do think like a Jaden card would have been in the conversation. Caleb, maybe not at the moment, not in that time, but certainly after this season, imagine somebody sitting on that card and goes, you know what? I'm gonna test it out, see if this is the time to strike, and it might be $1 million card.
I think it's been a while since we've had like that generational can't miss quarterback that comes into the draft.
The last guy who I think really caught fire in that way was Burrow, but Burrow's dealt with injuries.
And I'd probably agree with that. It'd probably be like Burrow was the last one who was like this is as sure as it gets.
Right.
I think all the other guys that we've mentioned, like Bryce Young and CJ Stroud and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels and all, they're good quarterbacks, but none of them and they've shown flashes.
And Jaden getting hurt too, really.
They've shown flashes of being really good, but maybe Arch Manning, because he has the name.
Yeah, but he didn't. I mean,
he didn't have a good first part of the season. He came on a little bit later, but I think his name is gonna push up his card market when he comes into the draft.
Well, definitely.
And then if he comes out and he looks like a generational quarterback, that could be the next guy.
Yeah.
It's tough because I think a lot of people that jumped back in 2020 were on the Burrow and the Herbert train, and especially if you're on the Herbert train, I think that's seen one of the biggest declines. So now you're looking at these guys and you see Stroud really hasn't done much. His cards have gone down. You mentioned Jaden, his cards have gone down. There's been a lot of these uncertainties. So I think going forward, collectors that are going to spend that kind of money are pushing their money towards baseball, basketball, because it's a little bit more of a for sure thing in a sense. Yeah. Not a for sure thing. Nothing is a for sure thing, but it's like they see the pathway. They go in the history of what happened with Burrow. I mean, the Super Bowl is a perfect example. We had Drake May and Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. When in the league, you have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts. You have all these names, and none of them are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's as a football collector or somebody that's speculating, it's probably hard to want to commit that kind of money on somebody like that.
There's another guy, by the way, if you had an officially licensed Shield auto, Drake May.
I thought they were going to say Sam Darnold. I'm
like,
Sam Darnold
card.
had it, yeah. But, I mean, yeah, Drake May could be that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if he basically dominates next year and has an MVP caliber year or wins an MVP and brings the Patriots into a deep playoff run, we could start having a talk about a generational talent there.
Yeah.
And it again though, it's that exclusive.
Yeah. I got to the exclusive thing that just reminded me something I want to mention that was also part of that Golden auctions. You can see here the cards from the Babe Ruth, the Steph Curry that both went over $1 million. But I think that Superfractor Victor Wembanyama, and it's a PSA 8.5, but it's Superfractor Auto, is first officially licensed Topps Chrome Auto, and it's sold for almost $500,000. And I think that is the biggest. It's bigger than any of his rookie autos at this point, which I think is an interesting conversation about, like, so what do we value more? Do we value it being like, well, it's the first, or it's the first official? And I think that maybe is also a sign of things to come, maybe for NFL stuff.
Well, didn't we get, did his Black Prism sell for $1 million?
I thought it didn't. Yeah, I was going to say maybe it's the biggest auto or something like that. Regardless, the fact that it's at that point and it's a second-year auto, it's not even his rookie.
I know. I was watching his highlights last night. I mean,
He's
they're
ridiculous.
like I think they're a 47-win team. What are they, like second or third seed
They are
right
a
now?
legit title contender.
So it's like, if you're a basketball collector, and it's like, are you go with Stephon Castle or do you go with Wemby right now? Because both of them are playing really
Ooh,
well.
I think you go Wemby.
I think you go Wemby.
He'll be the dude. But
My concern
Ain't
and getting back to the licensed and the unlicensed stuff, like, and the exclusives, do we think that Panini losing the license, do you think that they're going to play the same game that Topps did and signing a couple of these marquee quarterbacks every draft to a non-licensed Panini exclusive? And basically we play the same exact game all over again?
I mean, it depends on how much money they want to waste, but I mean, they do have VJ Edgecombe. They have a couple basketball players that don't have autos for Topps. So
Yep.
I think there's a world where Panini thinks and hopes that they can somehow get the license back. So maybe they do. And they're going to be coming off a World Cup year this year, so they know the revenue's coming in.
Yeah.
So maybe they continue to play ball, which is just going to suck for collectors.
Yeah, it's
And they do have an exclusive with Arch Manning. I don't know if that will go into his pro career.
I don't know. Yeah, there was the whole the Shador Travis Hunter stuff where it's like, is that just a 1 year thing? Which it appears that by everything I've been looking up, it appears that that's the case, that they can sign in second year stuff. Yeah, by the way, that Wemby, that's the biggest auto sale, which does make sense. It's Topps. I think is Nebula is the biggest one, 860,000. So he hasn't had anything go over $1 million yet.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Time to buy.
time to buy.
Time to buy.
Time to buy Wemby.
I mean, hey, I'm not going to say they're on the discount rack, but anything under $1 million, it's on the discount rack.
Yeah, at this, looking at all these prices, and kind of to your point too about we're talking about like sort of shifting, like, oh well, football's less of a sure thing, and especially when you see, and I know he's kind of the guy that every baseball collector's talking about, but like you see what Connor Griffin, his market is, where it's the craziest Bowman market I have ever seen for a guy who's never played a single inning of Major League
Yeah, it's
Baseball.
nuts.
It is wild.
Yeah,
what
he's
his market
outselling
is.
Bobby Witt's first Bowman.
It is absolutely insane. what's going
Pirates,
on.
right?
Pirates. Yeah.
Interesting.
And again, the rise of him, where it's like he was a big prospect, but he wasn't the prospect in his I think it was 24 Bowman draft. So I'm sure there's guys who are like, wait a minute, I'm spending all this money on like Bryce Young and all these guys who haven't quite panned out, or I could just hope that the number 10 prospect in a Bowman product where it could just pop off. And it has with Connor Griffin. I know it's a rare thing sometimes, but like, yeah, it can happen where a guy who's like the 30th chased or something is better in 2 years, ends up being better than half the guys on the product or more.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think that's what this whole bubble is providing too. Is that, like, you know, people are like, I don't want to buy Ohtani, he's too expensive. Wemby's too expensive. I'm going for a guy like Connor Griffin. He's got some upside, right? So you're seeing that help all of the tail of the hobby is picking back up. So this week we've got some Bowman's Best. They include the first patch cards for top prospects and rookies. Best Tech is another new edition with autos and special versions with Dodgers stars featuring the World Series trophies. I won't be collecting any of those. Panini 1-1 NBA features the first Logo Woman and Kaboom SPs for rookie Paige Beckers. So you got that going for it, which should be fun. A lot of demand already being shown on the WNBA 1-1. And All-American Basketball, first chance to chase number 1 overall pick AJ Dybonsta. Is that how you say it?
Believe so.
Plus autos of LeBron James, And then you got the Topps Disneyland, which hobby boxes arrive later this week. So lots of stuff going on. Those can be found at any of our networks, whether it be Fanatics Live, Mojobreak.com, whatnot, and even some on our gaming channel on TikTok for some of the Disney stuff. So exciting week in the hobby. Bowman's Best is one of my favorites, so I'll be getting a box of that and ripping that.
Yeah, the first patch edition is interesting. I saw that pop up. Like, it's basically like, oh, what if we have a first Bowman and Bowman's Best? First patch. All right, they look good, but it's interesting. I wonder if it'll take off.
Yeah, it'll be a great release.
Yeah, I always like Bowman's Best. It always is great. Autos are great. Yeah, love it.
Might be
some of the better looking cards.
Is it probably getting pretty close to the end of the 2025?
This is one of the very last ones. I think there's a couple of big
Transcendent.
ones. Yep,
Transcendent.
Yep, Transcendent's on the way.
Sterling? Do you think that's making a?
I don't know if they're making it this year. I haven't heard anything about it.
I haven't heard anything, so maybe no Bowman Sterling, but yeah, Transcendent I believe is coming out early April.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Oh, one also thing to note is buyer beware. We were dissecting before we let you guys go. We were dissecting the Prism Black football checklist. There is no current players or rookies in there.
Really?
There's a lot of NIL guys.
Okay.
There's a fair amount of high school, but we could not find any current.
No Shador, no Dart, no Scott.
Couldn't find any.
And this comes out in March, not April.
Correct.
March.
Huh.
Tuesday, March 10th is when the first off the line hits.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but no current players, no current rookies, no current. I mean, I'm not even talking autos. I'm talking like base as well.
Wow. Okay.
So loaded like retired player checklist.
Yeah, like Steve Young, Patrick Willis.
Loaded.
There's going to be a Pat Tillman manga, which I think will be pretty good.
A product made specifically to offload a lot of sticker autos they need to get off
I'm
the
assuming,
books.
I mean, I think
But they also have Silhouette coming out as well.
That's true.
So we don't know because they have a lot of NIL in there. Like there's the guy named Lamar Bo Jackson, like he goes by Bo. He's in college. There's Garrett Nussmeier. There's Bryce Underwood. They're in here. So I wonder if they can't have current players mixed with NIL players, part of a PA deal. I don't know. But they're licensed, so it's very confusing. But I just wanted to say it because if you're like getting in a break and you're like, I'm going to buy the Browns, they're a good deal. Well, unless you want like Ozzie Newsome or, some of the former like Leroy Jenkins type players, you're not getting Shador Sanders. You buy the Jaguars, you're not getting Travis Hunter. So just beware.
It's just Baselli, I think.
Yeah. And Mark Brunell.
And if you're getting a player break, so he's Lamar Bo Jackson.
Yes.
So don't buy Lamar Jackson thinking you're getting the Ravens QB. And don't buy Bo Jackson thinking you're getting Raider legend two-sport athlete Bo Jackson.
Yep.
Be careful.
Well, yeah, I don't even think Lamar Jackson has a base card.
I was gonna, there you go. So
no,
you're fine.
yeah, but it's really weird. Because
That's right. No current players.
It's something that Topps did when they didn't have a license. They were putting the vets, but Panini still has a license. So I don't know if it's like maybe their contract runs out for the Players Association and the NFL license continues on. I don't know. So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe the NFLPA license.
I think we'll get a lot of clarity when we see the checklist for Silhouette.
Yes.
If it's the same, then you might be onto something there. Maybe the Players Association contract ran out just before the league.
And I guess I would say too, if that's the case, not great planning on their part because that's a patch. That is a patch product. That is a product where you're getting game use. That is the push for that product.
And Prism Black is a not only autograph chase, but extreme chase for parallels and rookies and color and all that stuff. And a Jackson Dart Prism Black parallel would go for a lot of money,
right? Or a Mango or Color
or
Blast.
A Mango or Color Blast.
Mania.
But yeah, so weird and wacky. So yeah, buyer beware on that for sure.
Yeah, when you get in a break, just think vets, legends, and then also check the checklist because not all of them are in there. You're not going to get, Mahomes obviously an active player, but there's like no Brady. So just, really like look at it. The Cardinals might be a chase with Pat Tillman. I know his stuff always sells, but it's an interesting checklist to have. And so definitely check that out. We'll maybe next week we talk about Fanatics Fest versus if you can only pick one, Fanatics Fest or the National, where are you going?
Yeah.
It's time to start thinking about it.
Time to start thinking about it.
right.
I also want to talk about, there's been a lot of chatter, and there was like the End Fanatics movement that got invited to New York to talk to Ruben, and there was some things that were said. I want to digest, I want to talk about the collector versus the breakers, like the standpoint. I want to have that argument and debate. Obviously, we're biased on one end, but I do want to hear the other side out. I think we can talk about that next week, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Check out Mojobreak.com, and we'll see you guys next week on The Hype. Peace.
Later.